All right, what's up, everybody? Let's continue to wrap a taste. Now, the last time we talked, the last video, we were really dealing with the things that you have to believe. So I'm really gonna see about linking the last two videos so that if you're watching now, you can actually catch up. So now we're talking about being graced to find a mate. And that the thing that you have to do is you have to believe what God has said. Believe that he has a mate for you, right? We're talking about then you got to believe his love for you. And then you have to believe, number two is believe he has a plan, including a spouse who is tailor-made according to the way that you're wired. As we were talking about the Cara Simmons story, remember, now, the host of Break.com had a plan for her, right? Just like he had a plan for her, God has a plan for your life according to Ephesians 2:10, where it says, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. So now, in much the same way as Miss Simmons was able to walk throughout the entire home that was provided for her, right? That was a gift to her, and she was able to enjoy every part of it. So God has prepared for you good works for you to walk in and enjoy. For you to enjoy, God created just for you a spouse, a home, a vocation, family and friends, good health, favor, prosperity, a ministry. And guess what? It's all tailor-made according to the way that you're wired. It all fits perfectly within the divine design of your life. You know, when Solomon was building the temple of God, according to God's plans, the Bible tells us in 1 Kings 6 and 7 that the measurements were so exact that every stone was finished at the quarry and it fit perfectly in place without the use of any tools. Now, if we look at it today, God no longer dwells in man-made temples, but he dwells in the hearts of men. We are his temple. Now, if the measurements of the man-made temple were so exact, now we can rest assured that the measurements of our lives also reach perfection, right? He wouldn't do anything less for us than he would do for a man-made temple. See, for the temple, God used the best craftsmen of the day. For us, he himself, the creator of this beautiful world, fashioned our lives as his tapestry. See, you are exquisitely made in great detail. There isn't anything that he overlooked. But everything he created in your life is good and perfect. And if it is not good and perfect, you are perfectly, or let me say, you are well within your rights to question its place in your life. But the best thing about this, though, is that it's a free gift, right? It's not something that you can earn, right? It's not something that you deserve. Therefore, because you didn't earn it, it's not something that you could disqualify yourself from. It's like Romans 9:11, where it says that the children not yet being born, nor having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him who calls. He doesn't want it to be left up to whether or not we can qualify for, whether or not we can do everything right. He so much wants to give us the best that it's based off of his promise and not based off of our works. Now, Romans 11:2 says that the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. So what he's planned for your life, he's not taking away. So you don't have to put yourself in a position where you say, well, I didn't do this right and I didn't do that right, so God no longer wants to give it to me. You know, he did have something for me, but he's changed his mind based off of the mistakes that I've made, based off of the things that I've done or haven't done. That's not how our Father operates. Romans 4:16 says, therefore, it is of faith. We're going to have to utilize our faith in order to receive what grace has made available. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be according to grace, so that the promise might be sure to all the seed, not only to those who have the law, but also to those who are of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. See, if it was according to our works, then it wouldn't be sure, but it's according to the promise, and we obtain it by exercising our faith. That's why in not Romans, in Hebrews 10, it tells us that the just shall live by faith, and it tells us that we're not of those who draw back our souls to perdition. We're of those who believe to the saving of the soul. It says that if we draw back, he has no pleasure in us, but we please him by walking in faith. When we walk in faith, it pleases the Father. When we walk by faith, it allows us to obtain everything that he has for us, and that brings him great pleasure, because in in Psalms, it tells us that it says, let the Lord be magnified, who has pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. Well, guess what? We're not his servants. We're his children now. He takes great pleasure when things are working well in our lives, when we are receiving all that he has for us, right? So we have to stop disqualifying ourselves, thinking that it's based off of our works, when it's based off of the promise. It's based off of us receiving what his grace has made available to us by faith. We utilize our faith in order to get the promise. Stop trying to disqualify yourself, right? You didn't do anything to deserve it, so you can't do anything to disqualify yourself from it. You can't disqualify yourself from God's plan, right? It's not your behavior that has determined his plan for your life. He designed you so that you would have to believe what he said about your life, and that would allow you to live as he designed for you to live. Paul was a murderer. That didn't nullify God's plan for him. Solomon was a fornicator, and that didn't nullify God's plan for him. David was an adulterer and a murderer. God still created him to be king. Jacob was a liar, and God still loved him, chose him, and changed his life. Moses too was a murderer. God still designated him a deliverer. The woman at the well was an adulterer, yet God used her to spread his gospel. God has a plan for your life, no matter your circumstances. What does Jeremiah 29 tell us? 29:11 tells us that he is ever thinking of us with thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give us a future and a hope. And when we say a hope, we're talking about an expected end, an imagination. He wants you to imagine what he has created for you. He wants you, that imagination, to start to change the way you think, to change the way you talk, to propel you forward, because he has so much good prepared for you. Trust that he's already done it. Trust that he's already prepared every part of your life. Trust that he has prepared for you an excellent spouse who he is sending you as a gift of grace, so as to communicate the depths of his love for you. He is a father of love. He is a good father who wants you to have the best, right? He doesn't want you to have something that's just okay. So as you start to think about the expected end of the mate that he has for you, I want you to think about the good. I want you to think about the best that God could provide for you. Think about the best marriage that God could ever create, the best spouse that he could give you that is tailor-made according to the way that you're wired. To the point that, you're like this. You can't tell where you end and they begin, and you all get to enjoy the presence of God together so much that you can't tell that when it's just you fellowshipping with God, or it's just you just fellowshipping with them together. It's just the three of you together having a joyous union, because God has the best for you. He just wants you to do it his way. He wants you to receive it by faith instead of trying to work and earn for it, right? And earn it. Work for it and earn it. So now, I'm going to end this video here, and then the next time that we get together, I'm going to tell you the third thing that you need to believe in order to receive the mate that God has for you, because God is not trying to hold something back from you. He's not trying to make you qualify for it. Because matter of fact, he's already qualified you to be a partaker of the inheritance of the saints in the light. He has taken it upon himself to do that for you. You just have to say, thank you, I receive it. So we'll get together next time. Until then, y'all have a great one. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to let you know that I do have a book that is available for sales called In That Land, a Seed Time and Harvest Approach to Finding a Wife. I promise you, you will find answers in this book. It's a book that will just show you how God designed marriage and how he wants you to go about receiving the wife that God has for you. And ladies, I promise you, you will get something amazing out of this book too. I've gotten amazing testimonies from ladies who've read this book as well. It is not just for guys. It might be written in that perspective, but I promise you, it's laden with truth for everybody. I'm gonna put the link down in the description below. Go and grab your copy today. Support me. I appreciate you. Have a great one.